So, here we are again. Thanks for all your comments, questions, and requests in response to Fascinating Friesland. And, oh yeah, greetings from Doutzen. So, let's go to the city with probably the most titles in Europe. Full-service city. Capital of water technology. Highest building in the north city. University city. Royal residence city. Nassau city. City of taste. Dining city. Glass house city. Agri-Nutri city. Domino city. Dog poop city. Energy smart city. Best shopping street in the Netherlands city. Galgalappers city. Car-friendly city. Solar city. To be honest, it's a bit like multiple personality disorder. You guys might want to see a psychiatrist. Or, as many in Leeuwarden often say, het is niks, het wordt niks, en het zal ook nooit wat worden. What's missing in this list of titles is the icing on the cake cultural capital of Europe. They're working on it. Just when you think you're driving into the sea, that's when you see the imposing skyline of Leeuwarden looming ahead. A world city that no one knows about. A city with many lovely faces and many titles. Located on the Middle Sea, Leeuwarden was founded in 1435 by merging the villages and mounds Oldehove, Nijehove, and Hoek. Nijehove is also called Old Leeuwarden or Leeuwert. Leeuwarden experienced its golden age in, get this, the golden age. The Frisian Nassaus chose Leeuwarden as their residence, and from that time, these beautiful buildings remain. The weighing house, the chancery, Stadhoudelijk Hof, the latter was till the 70s privately owned by Queen Juliana. The Frisian stadhouders are thus direct predecessors of the Dutch royal house, hence the title Nassau City or Hofstad. Definitely not to be confused with the Hofstad Group. That's The Hague. That's a different story. Hofstad Leeuwarden is, along with Delft and Breda, one of 3 Dutch cities with a royal tomb. No wonder that's where they have the Leeuwarden Metal Festival. Into the grave. Leeuwarden has a lot of USPs, unique selling points. But is it as great as it used to be? Frankly, after the Golden Age, it only went backwards with Leeuwarden. Various disasters ravaged Leeuwarden. Of course, there was a small revival in 1985 and 1997 with the famous Elfstedentocht. But then, it went from bad to worse. 6 years later, in 2003, Leeuwarden's sister city in Russia called Oriol broke off the relationship. All that remained was their status as Domino City. The endless media attention came to an abrupt end in 2005 after the death of the Domino Sparrow. Then it was quiet in Leeuwarden, the crisis broke out, and everything was not getting better. But Leeuwarders are positive in nature, and they are never in despair. Or, as this famous Leeuwarder sings, so now they're focused on things that matter. Love, talent, culture, architecture, and Leeuwarders have something with nature. It is a beautiful green city. And they also have something with excrement. Or, let's say, poop. They heat their homes through a high-tech manure fermentation plant. They're an example to the rest of the Netherlands with their dog poop policy. Ask any child from Leeuwarden their favorite museum and they'll say the Museum of Nature with the pooping man in the basement. So of course it has to be that Minister Plasterk, what's in a name, supports their candidacy for cultural capital. That's a title they don't have yet. And when the famous glass house of the Radio 3 DJs chose this year to raise money to fight third world diarrhea, was it any surprise that they chose Leeuwarden this December? Everyone in Leeuwarden is doing their best to be ready for the prestigious cultural capital title and to show off their best side. From modern to classic. Young and old, everyone's going for it, more or less. Okay, we've been a bit messy in the past few years, but now we're all standing with noses in the same direction and on a path to greatness. Winning! Now everyone is marching to the same beat. Well, almost everyone. So, we diligently apply ourselves to restyle the city. From top to bottom, everyone is working enthusiastically. Yes, Leeuwarders know how to tackle big projects. They've had this from early on in the 1500s. They just wanted to have a nice big church, like the Martini-toren in Groningen, but bigger. In 1529, for example, they began with the construction of the Oldehove. Unfortunately, the architect, Jacob van Aken, had no experience with the special Frisian clay from the Middle Sea. Everything went sagging, and instead of the highest tower, Leeuwarders had a spectacular alternative to that other leaning tower, the Tower of Pisa. Somehow, Leeuwarden and tall buildings, they just don't match. But Frisian clay formed the foundation for the wonderful ceramics on exhibit in the Ceramics Museum Prinsessenhof, once a former palace of Princess Maria Louisa of Hessen-Kassel, also called Princess Marijke. Later in the 1990s, the Leeuwarders finally received their tower, inspired by that other world city. They also had their own architect, Abbe Bonnema, build a beautiful office building right in the city center. Okay, there are occasionally little pieces falling off, but at least it's upright, and it's the highest building in the north. This architectural quest should bring a change to Leeuwarden. Thanks, Mr. Bonnema. Yes, everyone went out zijn dak. But, to be honest, it has become a beautiful work of art. Just imagine what you can see on exhibit. Well worth it, even if we had to reinvent the concept of less is more or less. So, restyling. Everyone is beautiful. The city, the houses, the hairdressers, the men, the women, the florists. People are dressed up. Leeuwarden is buzzing literally 24 hours a day, economically and business-wise, but also with culture and nightlife. From a technology standpoint, they put their best foot forward too. As Waterhoofdstad, let's say water capital of Europe, they belong with the best in the world in terms of water management. Although there are occasionally awkward moments, Leeuwarden is doing well. I therefore propose to change the slogan, het is niks, het wordt niks en het zal ook nooit wat worden, into this one. Het was al best, maar het wordt steeds beter. Like Leeuwarden. They could use it. I'm Greg Shapiro. Thank you very much.